videos about extensions and things that are there. And we're going to start moving into some tips and tricks, some cool ways you can do things based upon your subject matter. Today, I'm going to look at something for math. One of the things that's been asked about me is how can I do an online um, graph paper? Not every teacher has a Chromebook. If you have a Chromebook, you can use Google Jamboard. Jamboard has a graph paper embedded into it, which is very simple and easy to use. So if I was to pull up Google Jamboard, which I will do here in a second, and here we go. So I'm going to pull up Google Jamboard, and I will show you that inside of Jamboard here we go. Inside of Jamboard, if you create a new jam, all right, so that's down here, you hit this plus, okay, it'll create a new one. When you're up here in your jams, okay, and you click on that, it'll give you the option to change your background, okay. Right there, you change your background and you can change it to graph paper. Simple, easy, right? So if you have a Chromebook, you can have the Jamboard app. You can do this through the Jamboard app. You can then assign this graph paper to each one of your students to do graphing that way. However, if you have a Windows machine or a Mac that you're working on, you're not going to be able to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a graph paper out of Google Slides, okay? The way we're going to do that, first and foremost, is I'm going to type in a search here. I'm going to type in digital graph paper. Okay, so we've got all these digital graph paper tools, but you can't save them. You can't assign them to kids. So I'm going to go here to images, and I'm going to select this one here. So this is a digital graph paper. I want to find one that is the size of a paper, that is a sheet that looks like a normal sheet of paper. So I'm going to right click on that, or two-finger click, and I'm going to save image as, okay? And then I'm going to save that to my computer. I've already done that, so I can skip that step. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google Slides. So to start a new slide, all you have to do is type slides.new in your Omni bar, your Omni box, and it's going to bring up a new Google slide. Okay, so now we want to insert that picture into the background, so that way you can draw over it, you can write over it, and you can do everything over the top of it without having it move or shift or anything like that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change this to a sheet of paper. So I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go to Page Setup. In the page setup, I'm going to change this to custom, and I'm going to leave it at inches. And a normal sheet of paper is 8 inches by 11.5 inches. And you'll see that'll now flip that page over. Okay. Then I'm going to go here to background, and I'm going to choose a new image, and I'm going to choose that image that we just downloaded. You can go do a Google image search, okay, and you can type in digital graph paper and hope that the images that you were looking at come up. Now these look pretty decent, so I could select this as my background, hit insert, done, and you'll look, I've got a larger graph paper set there. I can also go to one that's a little bit smaller if we want. I can change image. I can go to upload. I can take that graph paper that I have, which is going to be all the way here at the top, open. And once that's done, you can see I've got what looks like a graph paper. I can delete these text boxes, and now you can assign your X and Y coordinates. You can create larger lines in the middle to make it be able to have coordinates and things like that with there. So that's two ways within math that you can work with graph paper.